welcome to Divine Love Tarot readings on YouTube. Okay, welcome back, guys. From my subscribers, yes, I know I was gone for a while. Okay, it was just 1 month of readings. I just missed January, but I know it was a while because I posted December's kind of early. But yes, I'm back. All right, I did take some time off just because I was tired. Okay, I'll be honest about that. And when I say tired, I mean um my energy was kind of low. And while I could create readings just to put a reading up, I don't really want to give you something that's coming from a place of low energy. Okay, so I took a little time to kind of regroup and set my focus and my intentions for this year for the channel and how I want to grow it, because there's different things that I would like to do. One of those things that I have done is started a Patron community for this channel. So there's 3 different tiers. A lot of people have been asking how they can support the channel, and other than like sending PayPal payments, I felt like this was a better option, because then, I could provide you with some type of exclusive content, so I wanted to start a community for those of you that are, really into this channel, and want more content from me, a little bit more of a personalized experience, because I do enjoy that. I do enjoy the personalized readings that I give, the email communications, the checking up, the following up, letting me know how things are working out. I love that part of the reading. So you'll be able to donate, and also with those donations, every month I'll be offering a random reading to one of the donators. Okay, so you could wind up with a personalized Celtic cross reading for yourself. Also, I'm doing extended readings now for each sign. So I'm going to do the readings as I normally do with the 10-card spread. And then the extended reading will include the clarifiers and any sign association, any astrology that I might want to connect to the reading, the extra parts. Because towards the end, some of my readings were getting up into like the 45-minute range. That's a little bit long for YouTube. And I mean, that's a little bit longer than some of the personalized readings that I do. Okay, so in order to just kind of, keep things a little bit consistent, the readings will be straightforward. Okay, of course, I'm still going to, put my stories together and give you that experience, because I'm not just going to give you, a dry or a dry reading and get out of here. But for those of you who want more detail and want that extra time, because a lot of people don't, it's like 50-50. A lot of people come in, they want a basic, straightforward reading. They don't really care for the extras that I sometimes add to it. So if you do enjoy that, then you'll have the opportunity, if you want to purchase the extended reading for your particular sign. And then I also have a special on Patreon, where if you want all the signs, I give it at a heavily discounted price option. So I have another tier. So I have 3 tiers. I have, one that's just the basic pledge, whatever you decide. And with that comes okay, let's reel this in. Okay, tier level 1, okay, is a pledge donation of whatever amount you decide, and with that donation of $5 or more, okay, you will receive the extended monthly reading for your sign, and also be entered into the random drawing to receive the monthly reading. The next tier is a $20 tier, and with that, you receive access to all the extended readings. So if you're one of those people that likes to cross-watch for people in your life, if you want access to your sun, your moon, your rising, then you'll have access to all those readings. Plus, I might put some, other content up on Patreon. So whatever I decide to share there, you'll be part of that community. And then I have a 3rd tier option, which is a $100 donation. And with that, you receive 2-hour guidance phone call with me. You also receive your own monthly reading, guaranteed, and you receive access to the extended readings. Now, with that 2-hour phone reading, you can break that up into 30-minute sessions if you want, 15-minute sessions, whatever it is, but you'll get 2 hours of phone time with me, plus a reading, plus access to the extended. So that's pretty good because all those separately would be a lot more than $100. So I give you those options, and that's limited to a certain amount of people. That's not a, free for all. So I think I'm narrowing that down to about 15 people. If you're interested in that, that option is available. And, from there we can just see where the community goes. So I'm excited about that. I want to be, you know, I do this because, of course, I enjoy doing the readings, but I like to help. I like to help wherever I can. And if my readings can give you some type of insight, or some type of assistance or guidance into your situation, then, I'm grateful to be able to be here to provide that to you. Okay, so the links to everything are down below. Also on my sites where you can purchase the readings, I have now options for extended readings. So if you just want the one extended reading, you can go ahead and purchase that on my site, and then I'll send you the reading. Okay, so without any further ado, let me go ahead and get into your monthly reading. Once again, I appreciate all the love and support that I've been getting from the channel. I appreciate everybody who reached out to me when I was gone. I missed you guys too, and I'm just looking forward for great things in 2018. All right, guys, let's get this reading started. Let's go ahead and get into your February 2018 love reading. Okay, we start out the reading with your present energy, and that is represented by the Seven of Wands. Okay, so the Seven of Wands indicates that there may be some arguments going on. Could be a lot of arguing and making up, fights, and then like passionate makeups afterwards. If not, it can also represent there's possible competition. So either you have some outside attention, or maybe your partner, if you're in a relationship, has outside attention. If you're single, it can indicate unwanted attention. Okay, so maybe someone's interested in you. They keep calling. They keep, trying to ask you out. They're persistent. They just are not taking no for an answer, and you're probably getting a little irritated. Also, with the Seven of Wands, it can also indicate a relationship that you feel the need to defend. So basically, if you're in a relationship and other people can't understand why you're in the relationship, it's like you're constantly explaining to other people why you're with this person, why you stay with this person, whatever. Or, people just feel like you could do better, right? They're always telling you, oh, you should, you could have been with this, or you could have been with that, or you could be with this kind of person. So that's the Seven of Wands energy. All right, now crossing that energy, or what your challenge is for the month, is the Nine of Pentacles. So I feel like the Nine of Pentacles is, it's the challenge of understanding that love comes from within you, okay? Not needing another person to complete you. Nine of Pentacles can represent knowing the difference between love and lust, right? And also, the Nine of Pentacles can represent someone who has it all, but just doesn't have the love that they want, okay? So for my singles, okay, who might have a lot of suitors or a lot of attention, maybe you're just at a point right now where you're like, yes, I have options, but I don't want any of these options because I have everything else, or maybe you're at a point where your challenge, right, is to understand that you don't have to choose any of these options if they're not right for you. Okay, and the same with those who are in a relationship that they feel like they have to defend. If you're in a relationship because you just want to be in a relationship, the Nine of Pentacles is trying to tell you that you don't need to be with someone who isn't making you happy just to say that you're in a relationship. You complete yourself, okay? Another person doesn't have to complete you. All right. I'll come back and clarify this position in the extended. So then we move on to what the past position is, and we've got the Knight of Pentacles in the reverse. Okay. So that indicates that in the past you might be coming out of the past where you weren't ready for a relationship. All right. The Knight of Pentacles, if you were in a commitment or in a relationship, represents stagnation, feeling bored in your relationship. Um, and then, like I said, it also indicates maybe you dated someone who wasn't ready to settle down, or maybe you are with someone who won't commit to you. All right. Or maybe you won't commit to this person. And maybe that's the reason for this Seven of Wands energy. It's like, well, if you're not going to commit to this person, why are you guys still together? All right, so I feel like that's going to resonate for somebody. For others, you might have been dealing with someone who was either an Aries, possibly a Taurus with the Knight of Pentacles. Well, a Taurus, possibly an Aries, I should say. And maybe that person wasn't ready to commit, okay? They just kind of were stringing you along, okay? Moving forward, we've got the Three of Swords in the reverse in the future position. So the Three of Swords reverse represents letting go of past hurts, okay? Or slow healing from being hurt in the past. So you're letting it go, but it's possibly just taking some time. It's taking longer maybe than it should, all right? Also with the Three of Swords in the reverse, it can indicate possibly that if you are in a relationship, maybe both of you are having some type of outside relationships, or if you're not dealing with a love triangle. So I feel like if you know that the person that you are with is seeing someone else, but you're kind of not doing anything about it, this is like it's slowly, you know what I'm saying, like it's a slow death almost, okay? Like you know what's going on and it's hurting you on the inside, but you're just not doing anything, or maybe you don't know what to do about it, or you feel like you can't do anything about it. Okay. I'm looking at what's going on here. All right, so let's move on from the Three of Swords. And let's move to the What You Want section. And I don't know if you noticed, but there's two cards here in the What You Want section. Because the first card that I pulled for the What You Want section was the Queen of Swords in the reverse, okay? And I say this repeatedly, but court cards, swords court cards, okay? Because swords are, represent the air and communication. So when they're in the reverse, that can represent like being nasty. This is a very nasty card to get in a love reading, okay? If it represents a person, that person is like hell on wheels, okay? If it just represents an energy, it's an energy of deception, unclear communication. It's just not, it's very hard to find anything positive about this card. So for it to be in the What You Want section, I was just like, okay, no, I need another card to clarify that, because there's absolutely no way that I'm just going to say that this is all that you want. Okay, so with this Queen of Swords, right, I feel like maybe the person that you're in a relationship with, and the reason this is going to resonate for somebody, the reason that you feel the need to constantly defend the relationship that you're in, or maybe the reason why there are a lot of arguments, or the reason why there's competition, right? You feel like you're competing for this person's attention with other suitors, or there's other people outside of your relationship that this person's paying attention to, or all of those above. Somebody might be experiencing all of those things at one time. And I feel like if the person that you want is the Queen of Swords in reverse, that is why those things are happening. This whole entire spread makes absolute sense, right? This person would string you along. This person would not give you a commitment. This person will keep you because, especially if there's a situation where this person's a narcissist, or there's some type of, mental issues that this person is dealing with, then they would keep you because you represent attention, okay? You give them their narcissistic supply, if that's the case, okay? So this is not for every Libra. Please don't everyone look at the person that you're dating and be like, oh my God, or your spouse and be like, oh, you're really crazy, huh? No, this is someone in particular, okay? So it's possible that the person that you want is just a little bit mentally unstable, or maybe they're just manipulative. They could be a little bit cold, all the different facets that this card represents. So also, I pulled the Two of Pentacles in reverse. Okay, so the Two of Pentacles in reverse, represents needing a break, okay? Needing a break because you're overwhelmed, okay? So if you're in a relationship, it means that you basically want a break from this, okay? Whatever the situation that you're going through, that's leading to this Three of Swords in the reverse, you basically do not want to be a part of this situation anymore, okay? You are tired, you are worn out. You are trying to decide either how to get out of it or how to somehow live with it or how to make it work. If you are single, this can represent that you possibly want a commitment that you're not quite ready for, okay? So this could indicate that you might have been the Knight of Pentacles in the past, okay, where you just weren't ready to commit to someone. And maybe you not wanting to commit or you not being ready to commit is what's causing your partner or your person that you're in a relationship with to represent as the Queen of Swords right now, okay? So that's two different scenarios right there. Also, what I was thinking with this Queen of Swords in the reverse is that, sometimes we look back to times in our life where, we were free, there was no commitment. You could just do whatever you want. And sometimes, especially if you dated a lot of people, they call people heartbreakers, right? So it's like, you have all these relationships and you have all these people that you could have been with or all these people that wanted to be with you, but you weren't in a place where you were ready to settle down. So you left a trail of broken hearts behind, okay? So for some of my Libras, that's what you represented. And you might be looking back to that time, even though it was kind of chaotic, right? Even though it was probably a really turbulent time, depending on how, the people around you reacted to your lack of commitment and your lack of wanting to settle down with them. But for you, you probably enjoyed yourself during that period. So for some of my Libras, you're thinking back to that and you might want that time again, even though it came with a lot of, drama and other things. Okay, so now we move on to your internal factor, okay? And your internal factor for this month is the Page of Cups. All right, so the Page of Cups can indicate that, you're at a place right now where you are processing how you feel about either someone who is, either your partner, their love that they're expressing to you, or you're, trying to communicate how you feel, because the Page of Cups represents messages of love, right? Messages of love. It represents that newness of love or feeling. So right now you're just kind of feeling like, you want to be expressive emotionally. Okay. And you want to show love. And it's not just showing love. It's like the childlike nature of love, that childlike side of you. When that first relationship you had, your first crush, it's that kind of feeling. All right. You might even have a crush on someone with the Page of Cups here. Okay. So that's what is kind of like driving you this month, is the fact that, there may be someone that you're interested in. All right, Libra. So if you were the one who has the outside of attention, that could be you. There could be someone that you're kind of crushing on right now. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to do anything or you're going to step outside your relationship. But, you go through phases, especially if you're in a long-term relationship and you had been bored at one point. All right. Maybe there's someone else that caught your eye and it's just something that's entertaining you. Okay. And it could just all be inside. The other person might not even know that you have this crush. All right, so that's going to resonate with somebody. All right, so let's go ahead and move on to the advice for this reading. And you have the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse. So the Seven of Pentacles in the reverse is basically saying that you need to stop wasting time. Okay, stop wasting your time, stop wasting your efforts. You need to be more calculated and focused in your efforts, all right? Don't let your emotions lead you astray. Don't let anxiety or restlessness dictate your actions, okay? So like this boredom that you tend to feel sometimes, if you're always looking externally to entertain that boredom, Seven of Pentacles is like, all right, no more doing that. Because you're leaving what? A trail of broken hearts behind, right? So you need to be more focused. If you want to be in a relationship or if you're in a relationship, focus your time and your attention and your energy into making that relationship better. Okay. If you don't want to be with that person anymore, if you are worn out by the situation, then focus your time and attention on how to deal with the situation, even if that means how to end the situation. Okay. Because you don't need another person to validate you. All right. You don't need another person to, I just said I don't need to repeat myself. You don't need another person to complete you. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles is like, look, think think things through. Okay, think things through. Think about how your actions are going to affect others. Think about the cause and effect. Okay, what is the fruits you want to harvest? You want a good harvest. You have to put in a certain amount of labor, time, effort, and attention. Right? If you're doing things just all willy nilly, you're just doing whatever you want, and you're not thinking about what the results are, then when you are harvesting the Queen of Swords in reverse, right, and the Seven of Wands, there shouldn't be a surprise when your harvest is the Three of Swords in the reverse, right? So that's where the free will comes in. Your future doesn't have to end at the Three of Swords. This doesn't have to happen. But if you continue to not think things through and just do what you want whenever you want to without thinking about the consequences, then that's going to be your harvest, right? So we move on now to the external factor of this reading, and we have the Ace of Cups in the reverse. So the Ace of Cups in the reverse indicates that if you are in a relationship, your partner is not feeling the love right now. Okay, all the love could be drained out of them, or they could be coming at you. There could be a lot of emotions, but they could be negative emotions. So right now it's showing that whoever else is in this scenario, they're feeling very negatively towards you. Okay, so if you are dealing with someone who is representing that Queen of Swords in the reverse energy, that's the Ace of Cups in the reverse. Okay, the love is just not there right now, or the emotions are blocked. Okay, so feelings are blocked, emotions are blocked. It's just not, nothing's flowing. Okay, love, good times, happy feelings, that's not flowing towards you at the moment. Okay, and that could be coming from multiple people if there are multiple people involved in this situation, or for those who have a situation that involves multiple people. Okay, moving on from that, we go to the what you want. I'm sorry, the hopes and the fears. And you've got the Seven of Cups and your hopes and your fears. So the Seven of Cups is like basically you don't want to wind up with nothing. And when I say that, it means that you hope that whatever it is that you're going after is not a fantasy, or whatever you want is not a fantasy. All right. The Seven of Cups represents that you don't want to make bad choices anymore, right? You're afraid that the choices that you're making are going to lead to a future where it's like what you thought you had was all an illusion. Okay. So if you do have a crush on someone, be careful that this person has substance to them. All right. Because you don't want to chase someone who there is no substance, and then you wind up with, basically just the idea of what things could have been, but the reality just doesn't match that at all. All right. And the reality is the outcome of this reading, and it's the King of Swords. The King of Swords doesn't really have any connotation to romance. Okay. The King of Swords can indicate that there is just no love in the air. Maybe there's no one. So if you're single, with all these options that you had, you might choose none. Okay. Because maybe there was just no one here that interests you. If you're in a relationship, some of my Libras might choose to walk away from that relationship. Okay, because, like I said, with this Queen of Swords in the reverse energy, the Seven of Wands, all this fighting and bickering, maybe you do realize that, you don't need this person to complete you, and you are wasting your time and your effort on this particular situation. Okay, and for those couples that are in a long-term relationship, it can just indicate that, you're kind of cautious about how to deal with the situation. All right. If you've been in a turbulent relationship, or if you've been in a relationship that, some relationships get to the point where, you're more of a unit. as partners, and it's, the romance is not necessarily there. Sometimes the romance goes out of relationships, but you still have to live with this person, right? You still have to accomplish things and set, especially if you have children. There's goals that need to be set, met, needs, all, I don't know why I'm tongue tied right now, but, I like to stress that, not every relationship is a fairy tale, right? Every relationship doesn't end with the 10 of Cups and the 10 of Pentacles. There's phases, there's stages, there's levels. Some relationships, some people are lucky enough that they find that person who is, their 10 of Cups and their 10 of Pentacles, and they have a happily ever after with just a few bumps in the road. Some people wind up in situations, long-term relationships, lifelong relationships, marriages, where they, start off, whether it's for convenience, whether it's because there was a child involved and you were trying to do right by that person, whether or not, you married someone who turned out to be someone who was mentally unstable, and you're not going to walk away from this person just because they're mentally unstable. So there are situations that people are in that are not necessarily filled with romance and passion and love, but it is a commitment. Okay, so for my Libras who are committed to someone that you no longer love, right? That's what the King of Swords can represent. You're still there, okay? You're still hanging in there, but there is no love there, okay? This is a logical relationship for you, for whatever reason. Whether you felt responsibility to that person, whether you're, adhering to your vows for better or for worse, whether you have children with this person, whatever the situation may be, you are still in this relationship and you're just fighting through it the best you can as the King of Swords, okay? The King of Swords is not very emotional. He doesn't wear his heart on his sleeve. He's ruled by logic. His emotions don't rule him. Okay, so maybe you do get to a point where you realize, you know what, I am wearing myself out by getting my emotions involved in this. I need to be logical about it, right? Because guess what? That person, the person in your environment, there is no love there either. Okay, so maybe that person's with you because you take care of them. Okay, and maybe that's why, who knows? I don't know all the details. I'm just I'm just looking at what the cards and the story that I have in front of me is telling me. Okay, Libra. So, like I said, that Queen of Swords in the reverse and that Two of Pentacles, it's really like, that's really deep because I'm looking at the cards. You have 3 sevens, right? And 3 sevens tend to represent having some type of luck, okay? So, maybe things somehow will work themselves out for you. There's 3 sevens. But 7. Why did I see 3 sevens? There's not 3 sevens here. Oh, yes, there are. 7 of Cups. I thought I was losing it for a second. 7 of Cups, 7 of Pentacles, 7 of Wands. Maybe you're the type of person that has always just relied on your luck, but sometimes, you've got to think about the other person in the situation. And maybe, who knows? Maybe there's Libra who is still with the person because you feel, you feel beholden to them. Maybe you feel like you caused them to be unbalanced. Maybe that, whatever it is that you've done over the years, okay, has led to this person being the Queen of Swords in reverse. All right. And you feel some type of guilt about that. That's going to resonate with someone. So maybe, the 7 of Cups in the hopes and the fear, maybe you're hoping that things will get better. And that's the fantasy, right? You hoping that the situation is going to change. But really, how can it change? You know, unless you change, unless that person changes, the situation's really not going to be much different, especially if you've been going through the same thing for years and years and years. So it's like, why are you wearing yourself out? Once again, being emotional and hoping that things will change and not accepting the reality of the situation. And the reality of the situation for some of my Libras is that you are in a relationship with someone who is emotionally damaged. Okay, and that emotional damage is probably causing them to do things that hurt you somehow, or you guys do things that hurt each other, and the people in your lives don't understand why are you guys still together. You know, so you need to ask yourself, why are you guys still together? You know, and like I said, if it's a situation where it's just something you can't walk away and you're both just doing what you can, right? You're both just doing what you can, whether they're seeing outside people or you're seeing outside people. You're just trying to do what you can do because you're committed to the situation. Okay, so this is the end of the reading. After this, I'm going to go into the extended reading where I pull clarifiers. So if you would like to continue this reading, there's a link below that will show you how you can access the extended reading. And if you would like a more personalized reading, then you can contact me. There's also information below in the description box on how to get in touch with me, or you can email me at divinelovetarot@gmail.com. Okay, thanks, Libra. I will see you guys at the next reading. Bye.